The landscape of media has changed. At one point in time, there was nothing but newspapers. Then there was the TV news. But now, everybody's online, telling this and telling that, giving information, misinformation, misguiding people. So I guess I got to change with the time because everybody has. And welcome back to Everybody Has a
Podcast.
And wow, it's Valentine's Day weekend. It's raining here in Memphis over the weekend, but wrestling is wrapping up towards individuals getting ready to head to state. And yes, in my 20-year career, it used to only be boys, but now the girls hit the mat. So with ladies first, let's talk about the young ladies on the mat. And you got a chance to watch up there in Millington for the sectionals. And what was your overall impression of seeing girls wrestling?
Should I tell the truth or should I be?
Yeah, just be honest.
There were some talented girls. Yeah, there were some girls that you could tell that they have been coached well, and they actually performed pretty well. And then you see that other girls probably just recently picked this up, and it's something new for them.
Yeah, I've been covering this for years. Bartlett, our office is here in Bartlett. They have a legend, Maggie Graham. She won state 4 years in a row, from a freshman to a senior, and signed the first scholarship and everything. She used to play football in middle school, so she was kind of geared towards that toughness, and she's a pioneer of girls wrestling. And there's elite wrestlers like her. Then there's a big drop off. There's a gap.
We met her when we went to state, right?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we saw her when she was a freshman. Her historic moment. I think y'all in the same classification, class of 2021. So it's been going on for years, but still taking some getting used to. Now it's her weight category.
It was just easier for girls to get to state in wrestling because it weren't that many.
Now we have more categories. We don't have as many weight classes. The boys have 14. I think the girls are up to maybe like 8. So, and the weight division, this is the one sport where a girl has to admit her weight. That's kind of funny. But the technical skills are getting there.
And it's a lot slower than the guys. It's it's giving cat fighty. It's just a bunch of slapping at each other and stuff like
early
that.
on, then it's like a hug fest.
So when it gets to the ground, it's just like
That's when skill and technique does.
Yeah, when it gets to the ground. But I feel like both struggle with pinning. Trying to get the girl to flip over. They got this arm going this way, and then their torso's going that way. I also find wrestling pretty gross because, like the shoulder. It's just the way that they pull the shoulder, and then their body is going the opposite direction. Is like it just looks like it's gonna pop out of the socket, and I just have to turn away because it looks so gross.
That's why they have Sean from Ortho South and they got his staff there to make sure if anything go crazy, they're there to jump on it. But we do have one girl from Millington that qualified, Miss Carmen Mack, in I think the 235 category, and a few Bartlett Lady Panthers are heading to state. Collierville, we had the Sioux sisters who be heading up there representing Collierville. So we will be well represented at state coming up this upcoming weekend, Friday and Saturday, which would be the 20th and 21st up in Franklin at the Williamson County Agricultural Expo Center, which we've been to before. So that's like the Holy Grail. The girls and the boys will take place next weekend. So we're talking about postseason. Basketball is getting ready to start districts that weekend. So we'll be back home getting ready to cover a little district basketball. I got a chance to see Millington and Bolivar. The Bolivar team solid. Millington, they came back at the end. Bolivar had control of the game. I'm kind of like you. Millington's performance was a little lethargic, a little nonchalant, but they had a little fire at the end trying to come back. But the fire wasn't strong enough to get the comeback to come through. So I hope when the Lady Trojans enter postseason play, they play with some desire and some passion, because this team can really go far if they play with some urgency. They do play more fundamentally sound, good passing. They have structure. It just have to have better guard play and play like there's some urgency there. So
like you actually like playing basketball. Like it's kind of like they're forced. Like they don't want to be out there and someone's just, you know, they're being held hostage. They have to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's given. It's like it's not. They don't want it. They don't want it, and that's how they lose. You know, that's why there's that cheer. You got to want to win, and we want it back. You have to want to win, and they don't want to win, and that's why they're losing. They need to prove that they want to win.
I can't argue with you, and hopefully they will turn a switch and start to get some wins out there. So we're going to do something a little different because we do have wrestling highlights. I'm going to have the girls' basketball highlights with the Millington boys and Bolivar, which we're going to come back in a second to talk about. So we're going to have basketball highlights for this first transition. Enjoy. And we're back awfully quick. So you made a production call. I had to now show the boys basketball highlights later on for Sights and Sound.
Yeah, it just makes more sense.
Because we don't want to overstimulate them with wrestling.
Or bore them to death with double girl wrestling.
Wow. Okay. How do you really feel? She's a girl, so y'all get to attack her in the comments. Okay.
I'm
wow.
sorry. I didn't mean it.
She's coming for comments, yeah, and y'all ain't leaving comments. Y'all can get her. I ain't gonna come whoop y'all. Okay, but it's recap time, and I guess we'll talk about little boys basketball. Senior night in Millington for the Bolivar Millington game, so that's why it was important for me to get out there. Mm-hmm. And I saw one of the Millington seniors. He was wearing a boot. A guy we know very well. A guy that I found out from his dad that when he dunked, he was looking at the camera to send a message. And that's his last dunk as a Millington Trojan. Mr. Dye, he injured his leg in high jump and track, indoor track. So no more basketball season. He'll be out for at least 3 weeks. So can Millington boys, can Coach Sells, James Sells, can they win without Tayshawn Dye?
My answer is no.
Wow. You didn't even think about that.
There's just no way. There's absolutely not a... Okay, I'm not going to
say... There's a chance.
If there's a will, there's a way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I'm a woman of faith, so I believe in God, and miracles can happen. Okay, so this is the week Principal Michael Perry laid it out for us. They beat Bolton. Okay, February, we're going to get that game in February. But if they beat Bolton, they will not have to play the play-in game. And they are automatically in district tournament, and they're automatically going regional, so they have a fighting chance. Now, if they happen to lose to Bolton, which can happen at Bolton, coming up this week, then they have to play Brighton in their play-in game. Brighton is looking for some revenge. They have time to adjust without Caden Young out there, so he might be back. So I think the best option for Millington is find the doctor who helped Fred Warner get back to a healthy playing ability within like 3 weeks, maybe even a month. You know, right. The way that Fred Warner was like almost able to play for us against the Seahawks is insane. When his ankle went the opposite direction, so I think they need to get that doctor, whoever worked with him, the physical trainer and all that stuff for Tayshawn, and they'll definitely be able to. Well, but make it to regionals.
But likely, Mr. Jackson, number 23, the interior play, he has to step up his play.
And And he has to land hit on his feet better with dunks because we don't need another one injured. Because if you've seen the clip of him dunking, he lands very badly and he ends up hurting himself.
It's awkward.
He's going to hurt himself if he does not land like a normal human.
So we need you to be an inside force.
Stay healthy.
But stay healthy. Then
please.
Daryl McDonald, the other senior, the number 4, the shooter of the team, has to be consistent, has to be hot. And our boy John Thomas is going to have to step up his play. And Nick Massey, as we're going to see later on in the highlights, he can be that X factor with his ability to get to the cup. So
if he keeps his temper in check as well.
Okay, yeah.
He keeps that temper in check and just play basketball.
Now
that will help them.
Now, speaking of a person that's able to keep their temper in check, transition over to the wrestling mat is Derek Bowman. He is very calm, cool, and collected, but is dominant out there on the mat. He's heading back to state as a 3-time sectional champion in 138. I watched him today dominate on the mat. He was toying with his opponents. He won his last match 36-2. That means twice he let the guy get up just so he could score more points on him. Because when you let the guy get up, that's an automatic point for the opposite guy. 36 points in a wrestling match. You get like 3 for 2 for a reversal, 3 for a certain move. I think the most like you can score in a move is like 3 or 4. 36 points. So how he was running a drill on this dude in the championship of sectionals.
That is insane.
So yeah, Derek, 138, he's amazing. Jamal Newsom, a 2-time sectional champion, was upset today for Millington. He lost in the championship for 285, but he's heading back to state. Oh, let me sum this up real quickly. Millington has a record 12 young men going to state. The most that they had prior to that was 10. I said a couple years ago. So 12 Millington trophies.
Is that my year?
I'm not sure. It's been recently.
Sure
I think TJ Graves, I think TJ was on that team, so he's class of 22 as we got him. So it might have been the year after you graduated. So Coach Haley, Jeremy Haley, and Jake, and the rest of the team are doing an amazing job. Like I said, they got one young lady heading up there, so 13 in total. You like the number 13. So, wow, Millington would be well represented up at state next year.
I feel like that's kind of like our second, like, certain schools have a sport, right, that, you know, everybody loves and, like, pays a lot of attention to, and that they kind of make a name for it in a way. And, like, we're like a football school, you know. We might not be the best at football, but we are a football school. But I feel like wrestling's also our, like, second sport that
well, in recent years,
we send a lot of people to state and all that stuff.
3 regional titles in a row, 3 sectional titles in a row. Been to state in duels 3 years in a row. So the Haley brothers have really turned the program around and put it on the map. So that's why they're hosting this event, because they're champs. So you don't make the champs travel, you come to the champions. I think that's why they keep winning, because they don't have it in their budget to go way out across state over the weekend. So Principal Perry is like, yeah, keep winning so we can keep hosting.
Yes.
But Millington Wrestling has definitely turned things around. And now we're finna see some highlights of mine. Other boys and the girls. Busy weekend out here in Millington, so Friday and Saturday with the Thomas Capture. Check it out.
It's produced by Chad Blunt, you know what I'm saying? It's going down. The Bull Project Gunton.
And welcome back. And our third segment, Sights and Sounds. It seems like all the sounds and sights are coming out of Italy for the 2026 Winter Olympics. And I admit it, I'm not really paying attention to things, but if you're going to get somebody's attention, you need a little controversy. And what better way than a good old tried and proven method of figure skating? Don't we have a scandal in figure skating every Olympics? So, Liyah, you've been paying attention. What is the latest scandal on the ice?
Chock and Bates for USA, who have been 3-time champions, gold medalists.
I thought they were a law firm.
Okay.
Three-time
gold medalists for ice skating, right? And their performance, I had to watch it. I am biased. I'm not really patriotic except for like the 4th of July and when the Olympics happen. So to see the USA get snubbed, the way they were so in sync, they look like like they were just conjoined. They were just so in sync, so amazing, like faces, everything. It was so entertaining and so fun and fresh. And then they lose to the French. The French? Like what? And they were out of sync. They made multiple mistakes. It was just a hot mess. And they still won because the French judge scored them like 7 points higher than the USA. And they purposely scored the USA lower because they were like competitors. And the crazy thing is, they have the same coach. USA and France have the same coach.
Well, it's deja vu to me because when you were about 8 years old, this is back in 2012 when the Olympics were here in the USA at Salt Lake City, a French judge screwing over a North American team. The couple out of Canada got railroaded, but the excuse that the French judge came up with then was the Russians colluded. So I'm not gonna mention their names because he might see it and he might come after me. But yeah, so but I at least can say this time the French judge did it for their countrymen and woman.
I don't care. I don't care. It was a scam. But they were robbed.
Boxing.
They were literally robbed.
Boxing, figure skating, anything that involves a judge, you have to be very careful. Because we seen the worst example was when Roy Jones Jr. in boxing back in the 80s. He fought a South Korean. And this is in the 88 Olympics in Korea. Mm-hmm. He manhandled this dude. You got to go back and watch. He just beating him to a pulp. Mm-hmm. And the referee, when it comes to the decision, shakes his head. Because he knows he's about to raise the Korean's hand. Mm-hmm. He was like, and Roy Jones Jr., that's why he beat the crap out of everybody. He was taking it out on the competition when he turned pro. It happens. Yeah. So it's blatant. It's disgusting. But this ain't my first time seeing something like this. Like I said with figure skating, we just watched Miss Mojo countdown. Mm-hmm. They can do a top 10, and they left some stuff off the list.
Mm-hmm. I really find I forgot her name, but the one that does the flip. I found
the black French lady. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I found hers very I feel like she really,
got screwed?
She said some things without saying some things. She proved that she was robbed and she doesn't care. This flip is illegal, it's banned, but she's going to show them that she's the better skater. And she turned her back to the judges. I'm like, that is so iconic.
Yeah, and this is in the late 90s, around 98 era, so if you want to look it up. And to make sure that she can still get a score, she had to land a backflip on one leg. Mm-hmm. And she did. And
they still took points off her.
Yeah, but we've seen countless, not only Americans, but other figures. So it's a very dirty sport, per se. So, and you look on the surface, it's so pristine and beautiful. It's like dancing. And this couple performed their behinds off and got screwed.
But there's one more thing I do want to talk about really quickly. Is the America and Canada beef. It's been so funny to me.
You talking hockey?
Yes, hockey, curling.
This ain't new. We hate each other in hockey, America and Canada.
We have this meme that has just been so funny to me is the meme of the bald eagle standing on top of the goose. I guess the goose is a Canadian bird. Mm-hmm. I did not know that. I just learned that the geese, whatever, is the Canadian bird. And so, yeah, it's very funny when we beat them in the Olympics, you know, we put the picture of the bald eagle standing on top of the goose.
Well, this sums up the USA. When we can beat Mexico in soccer and we can beat Canada in hockey, it feels good. But
yeah,
we still waiting on them to beat us in basketball.
It's not happening.
And here's the funny thing, Canada, y'all invented basketball. So, but yeah, Lithuania and all those other countries are giving us some serious competition. Argentina, but on this continent, we run hoops. But I'm just joking because it's fun rivalry. But I do take pride in seeing that red, white, and blue, the stars and stripes. And another Olympic sport over the years has been wrestling. See, like what I did at the transition to get us to no wait, we're doing basketball, right? Okay, so I should have just did the transition right after I did the basketball joke, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so
basketball. Ha 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 ha.
yeah, so there's no Tayshaun in it, so yeah, just check out these highlights.
Chat line on the beach. Chat line on the beach. Chat line on the beach. Chat line on the beach.
And we're back, and we're gonna close out with our final segment. You know, we ran kind of long last week, and we were trying to wrap things up. And our research is so much that you have to take in from the Super Bowl, from the halftime point, this and that. And then you mentioned tight ends to me. I was like, oh yeah, that was a funny commercial. Tight end, especially man gonna be 45, Lord's willing, in a few months. I'm gonna have to start taking a prostate exam, and so I don't have to clench my tight end anymore, my cheeks and all that kind of
said
stuff.
relax your tight end.
Yeah, relax your tight end. So I don't think that's funny being in my predicament, but I get why you thought that was a memorable commercial. Are there any others that in the last second that you think about it, had a little bit more time to think about it? You know, I'm not coming around to the Pepsi thing. No, that's still disrespectful.
Well.
But yeah, tight end, that was a good one. That was a classic.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think there was ones that I remember, but I kind of forgot now.
Okay,
you know, it was
TikTok
good to see George Kittle, you know, in that commercial, in the tight end commercial.
He's one of the best tight ends. So yeah. So, but they brought back Tony Gonzalez. He's an old tight end, so he really is getting
instead, you know, you can relax your tight end and you can just get, you know, blood drawn or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was an informative commercial.
Yeah, very helpful. Yeah.
And
So
you can actually now relax your tight end.
yeah. So I guess it got its point across. It's gonna be memorable, and I'll be happy to do this. So
I would like to say a lot of the commercials have been added to conspiracy theories.
first day of wrestling training. And tomorrow's at 9 a.m. So I'll be in Millington tomorrow. So